Hi, Tam here. So I've just finished a contract on one of the biggest mega yachts in the world, $1 billion mega yacht that took me from the Middle East, which is the home of the yacht, to Europe, going all the way south on the Indian Ocean to the Horn of Africa in Cape Town, back north to Europe. A 40 days crossing, the longest crossing I've ever done at sea. And so somebody asked me, but what's the difference? What are the main differences between mega yachts and cruise ships in terms of the crew? Could you compare and contrast? That's a valid question. Look, there's some positives and some negatives. Just like in cruise ships, on cruise ships, you have some positives and negatives. I'm going to start with the negatives and then end on a high note. So the negatives, look, unless you're going to work for a super yacht, so by definition, you've got yachts, you've got super yachts, and you've got mega yachts, right? So if you're on a super yacht or a mega yacht that belongs to a company, like say Wilson Halligan, that's a company, that's a well-organized company, and that works like a cruise line. And so you've got different departments, the staff, the crew members, you've got an HR department, the accounting department. Things are well organized. When you work for a private owner, one individual, one billionaire that owns the yacht, you are at the mercy of his every whim. That starts with the hiring process. He might have set some specifications as to the type of crew he wants. You'll find that when you look at jobs for yachties, for stews, they all tend to have the same kind of look. They're all slim, they're all slender, they're all pretty, that's what they're looking for. And so you might be very well qualified, have experience on cruise ships, but because you are out of shape, you're fat, you're chubby, you'll be disqualified automatically just because the owner wants his crew to look a certain way. This is the private home of an individual, of the owner, and he has the right to choose the people he wants to allow in his home. Just like you, if you're hiring some help in your house, you have the right to say that, I'm not really feeling this person. I don't want this help, this maid, this babysitter to work with my kids. I'm just not comfortable. And so it's a no. No explanation is needed. The same on a mega yacht owned by a billionaire. He's got the right to hire and fire whoever he wants, whoever he's not happy with. On the yacht where I was, I'm told that there was a steward, which is a waitress basically, who was never really in the best of mood, was never really smiling, was never really enthusiastic. And one day went to serve the principal, and by principal, I'm going to refer to the principal as the billionaire owner of the mega yacht. So one day went to serve the principal, and he picked up on that and wasn't very happy and basically asked that, she be released, and she was fired. So in that sense, you do not have job security. Also, the owner could decide to sell his yacht anytime he wants. And so look, he might be tired of his mega yacht and it's sold and that's it. So job security is not there. When it comes to organization, when it comes to SOPs, rules and regulations, standard procedures and all that stuff, it is not like in the cruise line industry. In the cruise line industry, there is audits, inspections, CDC inspections if you are in the US, Australian inspections if you're in Australia. There's different bodies, different agencies that will inspect your ship, the coast guards and all that stuff to make sure that everything is okay, good hygiene, sanitary and all. On private yachts, not really. It's somebody's private home. You can just walk in there and decide to inspect somebody's home. Now, having said that, the mega yacht I worked on was cleaner than any cruise ships I've ever worked in. It was extremely clean. The food was wonderful every day. Tasty, it was 5-star food every day for the crew. And that brings me to the positives. What are the positives? The positives, there are a lot of positives, Firstly, the working hours are much more relaxed when the principal is not on board. When the principal is on board, the owner of the yacht, then the hours become very, very long. But the principal is not going to be on board the entire year. Over the course of 1 year, the principal might come on the yacht for a period of maybe 8 weeks. 8 weeks a year. And that's not 8 weeks at one go. It's going to be scattered here and there. 2 weeks here, maybe 3 weeks in the summer, maybe 2 weeks some few months later, another week, 2 months later. It's really scattered because the principal is busy. He's a billionaire. He's got many ventures, many endeavors, many businesses, and he's got many homes. He's got many homes in the Middle East. He's got many homes in Europe, in France, in Monaco, in Monte Carlo. He's got apartments in New York, in London, all around the world. So he's not just going to be on his yacht too long. And he's got several yachts. The mega yachts where I was, the owner had 3 other yachts, 3 other mega yachts. So he's got choices. He's not just going to be on this yacht. He can choose to go on another yacht. He can, there's so many things to do. His life is so busy. You can imagine on a cruise ship. I've been on cruise ships where I was one doctor for 3,000 people, 3,500 people. About 2,500 guests, plus 1,000 crew members, one doctor. Or 2 doctors for 5,000 people, 6,000 people. Whereby there, you've got one doctor, one nurse for the owner and his family of maybe 10 people, and 80 to... If you want to hear more about that, please join me on Patreon, where I will blow your mind with the type of bonuses offered on mega yachts by billionaire owners. See you there.